Hello everyone and welcome to the Family Camping Europe YouTube channel. You might have seen over on our Instagram page that this week we are going to be discussing the Dordogne and our trip to the Dordogne. So this YouTube video is going to be all about what we did while we were there, the places we visited, why we think they are good to visit, who to visit with, and yeah, just everything you need to know about visiting the Dordogne, especially if you are a family with young children. Okay. So I wanted to start our video in this village called Leuc. It's actually very close to the campsite we stayed at. I think it's 5 kilometers away from the campsite. It is a very lovely, quaint Dordogne village, quite similar to a lot of the other villages in the Dordogne. It lies on the river Vézère. So it's not actually on the Dordogne River, but it is on the Vézère, which you can see here. We obviously went on a very lovely day, so it just looked perfect and glistening. One of the reasons people visit Leuc and make it quite a tourist town is because it's home to an aquarium, L'Aquarium de Périgord Noir. It's Europe's largest freshwater aquarium and houses over 6,000 fish. It also has alligators and other reptiles too. As well as the aquarium, you'll also find a prehistoric mirror maze, jungle golf, which is an 18-hole mini golf course, big bird climbing frame, which is apparently the tallest in Europe, and just around the corner you'll find Parc Le Bornet, which is a theme park set in the 1900s. So as you can see, Leuc is quite a good place to take your young children if they fancy a fun day out. And that's it for Leuc. On to the next town, which is... The second town I want to discuss is Sarlat, or as it's officially known, Sarlat la Canéda. It is one of the Dordoigne's most famous towns, known for its charming medieval architecture, which you can see here, and delicious gastronomy, which unfortunately you can't taste through the screen. Again, like Leuc, it's quite a tourist-heavy town, and you'll find lots of tourists from the UK, France, the States, and well, just about anywhere really. We heard quite a few different accents while we were there. You'll find lots of tourist shops like this one in the town, postcard gift shops, things like that. One of the things that makes Sarlat so special is its maze of picturesque narrow streets and hidden shops and restaurants. This one here with the Knight is actually a restaurant. We spent loads of our time exploring these little alleyways and finding cute buildings, new restaurants and different shops. Sarlat is the place you go to try local specialities such as foie gras, truffles, Périgord salads, chocolates like that you just saw there, and so much more. And if you head to the town on a Saturday or Wednesday, you'll find the market, which will be full of local produce and regional goods to try. It's really a great place to find French delicacies like you're seeing on the screen now. So this clip was filmed around the back of the Cathedral of Sant Sacerdos. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, it sounded a bit Spanish and we're in France, so I don't know. But if you see, there's actually this really cool tower around the back, which is called the Lanterne des Morts. It is used, well, it's not used at all anymore, but it used to be used in the medieval times to light up the cemeteries so that the dead people, ghosts, could all gather together and spend time with their families. The light was so they could see their way, which I think is just really lovely. So you're probably listening to me now thinking, hey, you haven't actually told us anything that kids can do here. And it's true. I know exploring towns really isn't a kid's favourite activity, but us adults also need to do something for ourselves now and then. And if we want to go shopping or try out some local food, we should get to do that, and Sarlat is a really good place to do it. That being said, if your children are starting to get quite restless, there is a really nice park and gardens just off the town centre where you can stop for a picnic. If you look at the trees that we're walking through right now, once we get to the end of that, that's where the park is. And there's some nice picnic benches. So if you end up buying some nice produce in the town centre on market day, say Saturday or Wednesday, then take them to the park. You go sit at the park, eat, and let your children completely run off all that energy that they have been holding in. The next location I wanted to talk about is the town of Dordogne. It's classified as one of France's most beautiful villages, of which there are 10 in total in the Dordogne. One thing that makes Dordogne so special is the remarkable views out across the Dordogne Valley and across the river, where you'll usually find lots of kayaks and canoes, like these. For children, Dordogne is a great stop-off village, as there is a tiny tourist train that goes around the village and tells you all about the history. Plus, there's an underground cave system to explore. And if the weather's nice, which unfortunately wasn't that great for us, the ice cream there is supposed to be delicious. I actually think Dordogne is just a really nice village to wander around if you've got a few hours to kill. The scenery is just breathtaking, and it's just so quaint. Like, the restaurants are really well looked after, the library looks really nice, and you can see here there's an old public wash house that you can look at as well. Just, again, it's an educational thing for kids, so they might not be that interested at all, but it is a really nice place to just wander around for the day. Larocquejacques is another member of France's most beautiful villages, or Les Plus Beaux Villages de France Association. I can safely say it's my favourite village of the whole Dordogne trip. A fun fact about this village is that it actually has its own microclimate thanks to the limestone cliffs, which are exposed to the sun and retain the heat. But I've not only mentioned this location because of its beauty and microclimate, but because it's a great place to kayak from. Sailing from here will take you on a path past beautiful and historic chateaux, which is a great experience for the entire family. However, if you're not into sailing yourself, you can get a guided trip on an 18th century Gabert boat. of course, we've saved the best till last. Chateau de Castelno de la Chapelle might have a tongue twister of a name, but it has to be the favourite place of our visit. We absolutely loved being here. Just look at the views, look at the castle, it's spectacular. Like most of us, we watched Game of Thrones, and being in this castle literally made me feel like I was living it. I felt like a dragon could appear at any minute and I was going to have to somehow shoot it out of the sky, and I had no idea what to do. But you can actually find demonstrations on how to use the weaponry here, which is awesome. A bit of history on the castle. It was actually built in the 12th century as a medieval fortress. It was erected to oppose the rival Chateau de Castelno, which is just across the river. Now, like I mentioned before, it's a medieval weaponry museum where you can find life-size reenactments of war machines like the trebuchet and more weaponry like you can see here with the crossbows and other things that I don't quite know what they are. For children, other than just looking around at a museum, which I know can get a bit boring, there are other activities too where they can try on knights' armour, they can do the crossbow shooting, there's forge demonstrations, weapons handling and more. So I've saved this one till the end because it is my #1 recommendation of what to do in the Dordogne with children. I honestly think it's just a fantastic day out with kids, and it's just incredible. It just looks so pretty. The town that it's in, it's all just so beautiful. So yeah, if you're planning to head to the Dordogne with your children, you have to check out Chateau de Castelno. I think I've pronounced it right. I actually have no idea. But anyway, hopefully you have found all of these places interesting and found this video helpful. If you want to see any more like this, then just hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks. What's that? Oh, it's a projectile.